If you're looking for somewhere special to visit at Christmas in your motorhome, then for me, there's no better place than Belgium. From the folklore, the history, to the more magical traditions like drinking cherry beer or warm Gluhwein under the twinkling lights of a Christmas market. In this video, I'll be counting down my personal top 5 Christmas market destinations, all under 3 hours from Calais. Make sure to stay to the end to see where my top spot is, and make sure to let me know in the comments which of your favourites that I missed. If you're new around here, my name is Jo. I'm otherwise known as the menopausal motorhomer. I'm a travel addict that self-medicates, rapidly depleting hormones with finding new places to visit, but also continuing to return to my good old favourites, with Christmas markets being one of them. Every Christmas and New Year, I look forward to being able to travel, and have spent over 15 years overseas at this time of year in Europe. So let me help you to explore and share with you some of my top tips for one of my favourite places to visit during the festive season. But first, if you love practical travel tips for travelling around Europe, make sure to hit the subscribe button and be first to see a new video each week. Now follow me through my scenic journey around the most incredible Christmas markets in Belgium. In at number 5, we have the lesser known Christmas market town of De Buy in Wallonia, where you can enjoy stalls filled with gifts and treats illuminated by twinkling fairy lights. As you walk around the town of De Buy, you could be forgiven for thinking you're actually in a ski resort. However, you're just over 3 hours from Calais. Walking down the ancient cobbled streets, I couldn't help but notice the range of edible offerings. And of course, I couldn't resist a smeltering, cheesy gooiness of a tartiflette. Now, De Buy is actually known for being the world's smallest town. However, during the festive season, this place becomes quite magical. This cosy Christmas market opens around the end of November and goes right through to the early New Year. It attracts hundreds of Christmas lovers every year, and it's easy to see why. Now, of course, it's not Belgium without a beer hut. And the Chouf Chalet is often an area for family gatherings to raise a glass to the new year. And like most Christmas markets in Belgium, there's also an ice skating rink to work off some of those calories. De Buy Christmas Market is one of the most beautiful in the Ardennes. Onwards to number 4. This is one place where you will find plenty of Christmas joy, and that is the city of Brussels. The Christmas markets here take place over 5 festive, fun-filled weeks, running from late November right through until the end of December. The pretty squares of this vast city spring to life with winter wonderland events over a 2-kilometre long stretch of snow-dusted market chalets, buzzing bars and pop-up restaurants. Brussels Christmas Market takes place around 4 main areas: the Grand Place, the Bourse, the Place Sainte-Catherine and the Marché aux Poissons. Not only is it one of the biggest Christmas markets in Belgium, attracting over 2.5 million visitors each year, you won't be disappointed to hear it has some amazing food specialities to try, including chocolate, waffles, beer, frites and pastries. And it caters for most dietary needs, with vegan and gluten-free offerings available. Running from late November to the end of December, this is one Christmas market that is not to miss. Now, we chose to base ourselves in Ghent, and we actually caught the high-speed train into Brussels for €16 each return. That saved on not only the fuel, but the hassle of parking. The transport connections in Belgium are fantastic, and there were several trains per hour between the cities. Now on to third place for me, and for some this may come as a surprise, but it's Bruges. Despite being a beautiful city with plenty to see and do, the Christmas markets are a little lacklustre compared to some of the others. However, saying that, the romantic charm of this city will have you falling at its feet, where you can't fail to feel the festive spirit as you walk around the compact city, past the horse and carriages of people keeping warm under snuggly blankets, and the warm glow of lights really do turn Bruges into a true festive town. The main Christmas market in Bruges can be found in the Grote Market, the city's main square where the beautiful Belfry Tower is. Now if it's raclette that you want to try, and that's the deliciously smelling melted pans of cheese, make sure to get yourself down there. You'll be able to smell it before you see it. You'll also find smaller Christmas markets at the Simon Stephen Plain, located at the end of the main shopping street, Steenstraat, the perfect place to stop and enjoy a mulled wine. The Christmas markets of Bruges are slightly different to others, as it does close earlier towards the end of December, normally by 7 p.m. This is as the town comes to slow down the pace from the hustle and bustle of the day visitors, and the evening relaxes, so you get to enjoy the magical atmosphere at night. Now we can personally recommend a taster board of beer in the Beer Atelier Bruges on Wijngaardstraat. Oh, and if you're wondering what language they speak in Belgium, it's a mixture of Dutch and French, but in the north it's mainly Dutch, or known as the Flemish region, and French in the southern area of Wallonia, although most tourist attractions speak good English. The ice skating rink in Bruges changes location each year, and this will be in the mini water park area, which is very close to the air if you're staying in your motorhome. But don't miss the stunning Christmas tree and nativity scene in Berg Square, just east of Grote Market, and on the way to the Instagram famous and most photographed spot in Bruges, the Rozenhoed. One way to get around the city of Bruges is on the river cruises. You really get to see Bruges in all its winter glory from a different perspective. An alternative way to see Bruges and work off all the frites, beers and cheese is you can climb up the 366 steps to the top of the Belfry. But make sure to book your tickets. We had to wait up to 3 hours last year. The air at Bruges is open all year round, and as far as airs or camperplats as they are known in Belgium, this really is the top end of the price list. You are absolutely paying for location, but Camperplatz Bargeweg is less than 10 minutes walk into the town centre. Most Christmas markets around Western Europe close just before Christmas, especially in Germany, where all the world famous markets shut just before Christmas Eve. That's not the case here in Belgium, where all the bigger markets stay open throughout the entire holiday season, including the school holidays into the first week of January. Last year we left Belgium on the 9th of January, and the Christmas markets were just starting to pack away and finish for the season. Despite saying that, you need to be prepared for all weathers. Although sadly, you're unlikely to experience a white Christmas in Belgium, as it hardly ever snows in December or January. It can be wet and windy though, so comfortable shoes and appropriate clothing are required. As we rapidly make our way to the number one spot, in at a close second is the Christmas markets of Antwerp. Not only is Antwerp famous for its history and folklore about a giant who had his hand chopped off, and don't worry, I'll put the link in the top corner if you want to watch my full tour of Antwerp. But Antwerp is a Christmas market spectacular. This city's charm won me over the minute I stepped off the train, with the city station, in my opinion, a close second to that of Grand Central in New York. The markets here start in early December and carry on right through to the early new year. The markets are spread out right across the city, with the main one being in the Groot Market. And this year the addition of Henrique Consciensplein, as the work being done in the area around Steenplein means the market isn't there this year. And don't forget Handschoen Market. As you walk around through the glistening light parades, you quickly feel a festive vibe with people enjoying themselves all around, warmed up with a creamy hot chocolate and relaxing to the range of entertainment provided. There's plenty to do for all the family, with a large Ferris wheel next to the river. And don't forget, Antwerp provides some of the best shopping in Belgium. There is even a Primark for those of you that can't resist a bargain in the winter sales. So why is Antwerp in my number 2 spot? That's because there's enough to see without feeling exhausted. And as it doesn't attract as many tourists as the other markets, it has a real authentic feel. The backdrop of this beautiful Renaissance city is perfect and guarantees a unique experience with medieval buildings, contemporary fun, traditional Belgian food and mulled wine. Now, before I take you to my final favourite Christmas market, let's talk money. I often get asked how much my trips cost, but for me it's about value for money. So expect to pay a fair bit more in the cities, as you would expect. To try a warm Belgian waffle, you can expect to pay between €3 to €5. A glass of mulled wine is around €5, and a Belgian beer in a bar ranges from anything between €5 to €10. That's depending on the strength and size. To give you an idea, the Beer Museum in Bruges was €18 with 3 taster beers included, which I think's relatively good value. A beer in the famous Instagram corner bar cost us €18 for 2 pints. And if romance is in the air, then you really need to dig deep. A horse-drawn carriage can set you back €60 for a ride around the town. Needless to say, I enjoyed the walk. So we finally made it to the well-awaited number 1 spot of my favourite Christmas markets in Belgium. And I'm sure you're all waiting to know who the winner is. For me, this was an easy decision. It's the city of Ghent. Although Bruges would win most picturesque, if it's diversity and range that you're looking for, then you won't be disappointed by what is on offer in this fabulous city. From a moose bar to carousels, a Ferris wheel, ice skating rinks, and over 150 chalets spread out across the whole city, this truly is a place that embraces the Christmas spirit. Make sure not to miss out on a visit to the Castle of Gravenstein, where even the Count joins in on the fun and becomes a winter wonderland destination with some incredibly interesting history. This Belgian city oozes a Nordic atmosphere. Wander among the firs and pines, amble past stalls selling delicious food and boozy festive tipples, trinkets and authentic artisan crafts. At Christmas, the streets around the St. Nicholas Cathedral fill up with stalls, and it's a must-see area when visiting the city. Now, Ghent is more than just a Christmas market. It's home to a full-blown winter celebration. And if it's quirky you're looking for, then don't miss out on a ride on the Christmas tree merry-go-round. Now, it's hard to put your finger on exactly what it is about Ghent that charms you into falling in love with it. But this place you can really get to understand and feel the Flemish culture. Take a wander through the old post office that's been transformed into a unique shopping mall where you can pick up some authentic Christmas decorations. And make sure to pop into the many beer houses on the riverside to enjoy a locally brewed Christmas tipple and watch the sunset over the cobbled streets and winding canals on this enchanting winter wonderland. So if you've got this far, thank you so much for following, and don't forget to join me on my future journeys and adventures. Make sure to hit the subscribe button. For a full map and itinerary for a 10-day trip to Belgium, which I did last year from Boxing Day right through to early January, see the link in descriptions for full details of where I visited, parked and stopped over. Hello, I'm Jo. Now, it's been a tough few years for us all, but throw in my rapidly depleting hormones and you'll soon realise why John packs me off most weekends with a bottle of wine and sends me on my way. But apart from that, I'll take you on lots of adventures and journeys around the UK and Europe. So to join me in the future, remember to hit that subscribe button.